Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a tips and tricks video that's not too different than the tips for ranking up in every rank video that I did, but this one's going to be a little bit more focused on the higher ranks because just the other day I was able to finish my Grand Champ rewards and I was surprised actually because I left to go on a 9-day holiday. I didn't play Rocket League at all for 9 days and I came back and I thought it would take a couple of weeks maybe before I would get back up to the level I was playing at before I left, but it only took 2 days. I played one day, felt really good, so I queued up 2v2 the next day and got Grand Champ rewards completed. So I was thinking to myself, why did that happen? Because I know a lot of other people I've talked to need to, they take maybe a few days or a week or a little bit longer to get back into Rocket League. But I think for me, the reason I got right back to where I was because I don't really focus on high mechanically intensive skills. So that really brings me to the topic of this video, and it's going to be how to get Grand Champ without doing anything crazy, without doing anything really fancy. I didn't do any stealing shots, no air dribbles, no double touches, nothing at all. I played super safe, super smart, and just really careful in all of my Grand Champ reward level wins. So I've got 3 replays here. We're going to just watch them, and since I know a lot of you don't like when I pause, I'm just going to let these play through. This is me playing anonymous for one of these wins. And while the games are playing through here, I'll just talk about some of the things I like to do offensively, some of the things I like to do defensively, and a few more general topics as well. And if there's something happens to the game that's interesting, we can talk about that as well. So first game here, I think this was the second Grand Champ win I got. I should definitely not be going for boost there. That was very greedy. But we made up for it with probably the best save I've ever done in my life. And as much as I'd love to rewind that, watching it in slow motion, I'm just going to leave it for now. But yeah, that was a pretty good recovery after going for boost when we shouldn't have. But yeah, first thing I'm going to talk about is offense, because I know that's something that really interests a lot of people. So there's 2 different roles in 2v2. There's leading offense and there's supporting offense. When you're attacking, you're either the player with the ball or you're either the player who's supporting the player with the ball. So first of all, let's talk about leading offense. What sort of things do you want to do to create chances for your team as the ball carrier or the player in control of the ball? And what do you maybe not want to do? So first of all, let's try not to jump off walls to center the ball. This is something I see quite often. The ball will be in the opposition corner, and it's very tempting to just jump off the wall and go for a hit on the ball to center it, because you're thinking in your head that your teammate can follow up, go for an aerial, bam, you've scored a goal, right? Wrong. That's not going to happen. What's usually going to happen is you're going to center the ball, then you're out the game for a short to significant period of time, depending how much boost you had, and your teammate is likely going to get a 50-50 with a goalkeeper, and then the ball is going to spill free to their second player, who's going to dribble it into your goal. That's what's going to happen most of the time if you go for a risky center ball. Of course, there are exceptions to this. If you're losing by a significant margin with not many seconds left on the clock, then yeah, you might want to just go for that risky play because you don't have any other option. But in a tie game or in a close game, you don't want to be jumping off the wall to center it. What you can do instead is just pop the ball off the wall. Just chip it off the wall without jumping yourself. Let the ball do the work. Or if it's possible, drive it all the way up into the ceiling and let it curve off that ceiling. That could be really awkward to defend. So yeah, while we were talking, we saw a goal there that came from just extensive boost starving. I was able to steal the same boost twice in a row, and then the play came back to that same corner. And that meant that I was the only player in the corner with boost, and we got the goal. And then we had to do another quick recovery to make up for a bad whiff that we had in defense. So that's been the theme of this game so far. We've just had a couple of misplays, but recovered well. And we've taken a chance that wasn't really that difficult. I didn't even dribble the ball particularly well. I just drove it into the net because we stole the same boost twice, and the ball stayed in that corner because we kept on pressuring the other team. Nothing fancy. We just played our boost management smarter than the other team did. But to talk a bit more about leading offense, we don't, like I said, we don't want to be jumping off walls to center it. We want to let the ball do the work. Just chip it off walls and then stay on that wall, get back down yourself. But if the ball isn't on the wall, if you're more of a grounded position, you want to learn how to fast dribble. In 1v1, of course, in Rocket League, you're the or you're only up against one person. So that means if they're defending their net, nobody's coming from behind to tackle you. In 2v2 though, and it also applies in 3v3, you're going to get tackled from behind. You're going to get demoed from behind, and you can't dribble slowly. You need to learn how to dribble fast, and usually this involves dropping the ball, pushing it to get started, and then once the ball's moving up to supersonic speed, you can then look to cut it or pop it, just anything like that, to get it into an awkward position for the other team to deal with. Or you could just swoop out wide and then go for a hook shot. These are all valid options. So yeah, you definitely want to learn how to fast dribble. You got to look out for those demos. I know, at the end of your fast dribble, this is me trying to accelerate the ball there. There's me going for a flick that didn't work, but obviously we didn't get demoed from behind, so that's the positive. We were able to get away from that. You want to focus mainly on ground shots, low volleys, hook shots, dribbling plays, bump plays, anything like that. That should be your bread and butter. That's how you create chances in 2v2. It's not by going for crazy infield passes. It's not by going for crazy flicks into the backboard for your teammate to follow up on. It's not by going up the wall and air dribbling or going for ceiling shots or rebounds or anything like this. It's wasting lots of boost, taking a long time to actually reach the opposition net, and takes a lot of mechanical skill. You should just be doing the simple stuff really, really well. Just be very, very quick, very efficient, and focus on your grounded plays. That's how you're going to score most of your goals. Now, passing plays, I did mention that there. You don't really want to be focusing too much on passing plays, and that's because when you go for a passing play in 2v2, oh, there's an accidental double jump by me, that's good. When you're going for a passing play in 2v2, when both of the opposition players are still in the game, and by still in the game I mean they're still involved in the play and actively trying to stop you from scoring, that can be very risky. It's sometimes overly telegraphed in 2v2, and it can be one of the main causes of strong counterattacks. That is when you go for a risky passing play and the other team intercept it. Did you see that open net miss at the end there? Fantastic stuff. Let's move on to the second replay here, just so we have more gameplay happening in the background while we continue to discuss things. So I would say in terms of passing, you want to focus on defensive passing. Pass the ball in defense. That can lead to strong long shots and counterattacks for your team, instead of trying to pass the ball in offense, where it can just lead to your team getting your pass intercepted and you being on the receiving end of a counterattack. Now, if you do, this is the final pass comment that I want to make with you being the leading offensive player. And that is, if you do pop the ball off the sidewall, that is going to look like a pass to your teammate. So absolutely do not jump off the wall after your own pop, as tempting as it might be. And we're actually going to see that in the third replay that I'm going to show you guys. I fell for that trap. I jumped off the sidewall after my own pop and tried to go for a follow-up aerial, and my teammate thought it was a pass and he jumped up into the air as well. So it was double commit and the other team scored. Just don't jump up in the air in that situation. Just don't jump up in the air at all in the opposition half, and you're going to have a pretty high win percentage in 2v2. So that's most of my comments from lead offense. Let's talk a little bit about supporting offense and things you could do to increase your chances in helping your teammate get a goal. Now, the number one thing you want to remember is, if your teammate centers the ball riskily, don't go for it. We talked about this as the leading offender. And I told you guys, just don't do it at all. Don't center the ball riskily. Don't jump off the wall and go for a center. Was not trying to own goal that, by the way. Just wanted to make that clear. But yeah, if you're the supporting player, you obviously don't have control over what your teammate is doing. And if he does go for a risky center ball, do not go up for it. You're probably just going to get a 50-50 or miss, or get beaten to the ball, and then you're going to concede the easiest goal of all time. Of course, like I said earlier, if you're losing with not much time left, that goes out the window, and you just have to go up. If you think this is the best chance you're going to get, go for it. Why not? However, if your teammate's on the ground, like he should be, and he's dribbling, you want to stay close enough to him that you're ready to follow up on whatever play he makes, whether it be just him forcing a weak save from the opposition, or him forcing a what else could it be? It could just be like a pass off the sidewall. You want to be close enough that you can follow up on that, but not too close that if the other team put in a really strong challenge, you're going to get taken out of the game alongside him, and the other team obviously would get a free goal from that. You don't want to be too close, but you want to be there or thereabouts. You don't want to isolate your teammate just by backing off really, really far, sort of leaving him alone. Even if you don't have 100 boost, it's still, I think, better to turn around and stay closer. Like right now, I should definitely be closer to my teammate. This is too far away. And it's only the fact that he was able to ambush challenge from behind that made that into a non-awkward situation. Here as well, this is, I think, too far away. I should probably be closer to my teammate here. In the same vein, if my teammate was aware that I'm out of boost, he should probably not be pressuring the ball this far up the field. He should be just fake challenging and shadowing a little bit more. Because right now we're not really playing as a unit. Worked out though, because the other team were not able to get control of the ball. And we found that far corner. I did say if you're popping the ball off a sidewall, that's going to look like a pass to your teammate, so don't follow up on it. Just let him go. In the exact same way, if you are in the middle of the field and your teammate pops the ball off the sidewall, although it looks like a pass, don't go up for it. You're starting to see a trend here. I'm just saying don't go up for aerials, don't go for ceiling shots, don't go for all these high-risk plays, don't go for anything fun. Just be boring. Just stay on the ground where you should be. That's how you win 2v2. Let the other team go up and waste all their boosts, and then you're going to be I think most of your aerials and twos should be aerial challenges and aerial blocks in defense, while the other team can go up in the air in offense and take themselves out of the game. Like we just scored because of that exact reason. We find ourselves in a nice little 2v1 thanks to the other team messing up. Now, if you do end up in front of your teammate, it happened once earlier in this game. You can go back and see it if you want. I made an offensive run on a goalkeeper because I was in front of my teammate. He's dribbling the ball, and there's only one player back for the other team. Perfect time to go for a goalkeeper bumper demo. Really, really strong play if you just happen to be there. You don't want to force it, though. You don't want to be making mad overtaking maneuvers on your teammate with hundreds of boosts being wasted just to get a tactical bump going. If I'd landed better here, I would have been able to recover and probably save this, but that's the worst landing of all time. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about supporting offense and leading offense. In general, just play safe, play grounded, wait for your chances to come, don't try and overforce it, and definitely don't take yourself out of the game doing stuff that's overly risky. So let's talk about defense a little bit and what we want to do as the leading defender. Because just like in offense, there's two roles in defense. You're the leading defender or the supporting defender. If you're the leading defender, you want to mainly force the attacking player to do something with the ball, lose control of the ball, without taking yourself out of the game. And usually that looks like just going forward, faking a challenge. It could be as simple as that, or just driving past wait, I just went to the same replay again, didn't I? But yeah, just forcing the player to make a play without losing control of your own car is really, really big. Just don't take yourself out of the game with a crazy double jump dunk attempt where you're landing in the opposition goal. That's not ideal. The only time where going for blocks is sort of viable is when you're landing on a wall immediately afterwards, because that can actually get you back in the game really quickly, so you can go for an ambush challenge afterwards. Don't also force challenges too much in the opposition corner. You'll see me go for a lot of boost stealing in the opposition corner. The opposition player might have the ball really close to me, but I don't really want to force a challenge. I'd much rather steal the boost and then wait and see what they do. Maybe we can take the ball for free after the fact. And just in passing, I want to say don't make pointless touches like that touch Whiff just made. That tilted me. I remember this game I got tilted, and I was absolutely tilted at this moment because he'd made that touch. And yeah, you can see there, complete whiff on the back wall, and I had to untilt myself. And since we're on that topic, let's talk about mentality. If you want to rank up and you're 2-0 down with 4:20 left on the clock, you must just reset. It's so important that you don't type anything in chat. It's really important that you don't read anything negative that your teammate is typing in chat, and just focus on the game, because there's plenty of time left. You don't need to worry just yet. That's a good bit of babysitting that I just did there. Realised my teammate's getting a bad clear, and we take it onto the ground. We could have gone up the wall, but why would we go up the wall when we could just go straight into the top corner? Much better, much faster. That's how you do it. So we're back in the game. The final comment I want to make about leading defense is that if you do get taken out of the game for whatever reason, absolutely make a bump play on the opposition dribbler while you're recovering. It's very in the meta at the moment in 2v2 to make bumps and try and make tackles happen from behind, ambush challenges, if you will. Really, really happy with that pass that I just made in game there. Decided not to hit the ball too hard out to Vavizo, who was just waiting at the halfway line. And again, look at that, just cut infield straight to the top corner. Other team are worried about me going up the wall. I'm not interested in that. Just go straight to the goal, top corner. no need to go for a crazy pass or a crazy play. Just we had a, what was it? It was just a flick goal to start things off, or it was a pop goal, and now just a half volley. Easy as it. Nothing fancy at all. All right, let's talk about supporting defender and what you should be doing as a supporting challenger for the most part. And much like when you're the supporting offensive player, you want to be close enough that you can step in and take the ball for free if your teammate does get dribbled or doesn't get a successful challenge. You want to be close enough that you can take the ball for free. But don't be too close, because if they do put in a strong challenge, then one flick or one touch could take you both out of the game. So very, very similar to offense. Just being the supporting player in 2v2 has a lot of very similar things attached to it. Just be close, but not too close. You're going to need to practice that, because there is a sweet spot, and it depends how fast the play is going. I definitely should not have gone for boost there, by the way. The bump, I reckon the bump on our teammate there is a reasonable idea, though, because we've been causing trouble on the ground, so let's just make sure we're the one dribbling. Yeah, don't get too close, that you're both going to get taken out of the game with one touch. But don't isolate either of you. You mustn't leave your teammate isolated, and you don't want to isolate yourself by deliberately driving all the way back while they're making a play just so you can grab some boost. You've got to try and stay relevant in every play in the game. So if you watch or queue up with any really high rated players, you'll notice that they seem to be doing everything everywhere all at once, and that's because they're always looking after their boost management, and they're always staying relevant to the game. They don't want to back off and be miles away from the play. I realize my teammate's AFK here, so we have to be a little bit careful. Thankfully he came back. Okay, just to close this out, we're going to talk about a couple of general things. One of those things has happened a few times in this video, and that is don't walk into obvious dunks. It's very easy to, in 2v2, get really greedy for a massive hard clear or for an open net shot, and to ignore the player who's very blatantly flopping in front of you to block your shot or clear. Don't fall for that. Just make sure you get the ball past the opponents before you worry about putting it into the net. Your main objective is, of course, to score, but your secondary objective, and the objective that you must execute before you can look at your main objective, is to make sure that you get the ball past the opponent. So there's that I was talking about earlier, not jumping off walls. Look what happens. He thought it was a pass. I thought it was my ball. Double commit. Easiest goal you're ever going to concede, and I'm definitely frustrated about that one. Let's also talk about boosts a little bit. So boost pads. You want to be leaving as many 100 boost pads for your teammate as possible. If you think your teammate is going to be driving past 100 boost and you've got, say, 40, he might have 0. So just leave the 100. He might need it more than you. You don't need 100 boost to make plays in 2s. Obviously it's nice to have, but you can make plays with 40 boost. That's a really nice open net shot there by me. Brilliant stuff. A really nice open net shot by our teammate. We're on point for sure. And likewise, although you don't, you want to leave as much boost for your teammate, you want to deny as much boost from your opponent. So even though I have 100 boost there, I'm going to take this one away anyway. I don't need it, but the opponents do. So let's make sure that we take it away from them. And now we're getting a large bit of pressure just because they're both really boost starved. It's a shame that like any center ball here is golden, but our teammate wasn't able to get one. And in the last comment about boost is, of course, just make sure you're driving across those small boost pads. It's so important to be pathing across small boost pads all the time, and not let your boost go down to 0 and just be pathing in between them constantly. Now kickoffs, this finally, they've been happening the whole time, but number one thing you don't really want to be doing is killing the ball in kickoffs. Try to get it to go out to the side and low, so that the other team can't cheat and get easy goals. And with your teammates on kickoff, make sure that you adapt. I usually start off by soft cheating, and then depending on what they do on their first kickoff, I might stay in goal if their kickoff looks really weak. If their kickoff looks strong, I might keep cheating. So there you have it. That's the 3 games that were all contributing to my Grand Champ rewards. I did not enjoy playing with this player in this first game, but we were able to get the win. I did not enjoy playing with this player that we played with in this last game, but we were able to get the win. And I think that was mostly down to just not getting tilted, and it's something that I'm much better at when I'm not streaming and when I'm playing solo. I'm much better at not getting tilted. This game we did play really quite well. I was happy with this one. I think that was my 9th, actually. That was my 9th out of 10 wins. In the game after that, we did get the Grand Champ rewards completed. But I wanted to just touch on that one more time before we finish, and that is don't let yourself get tilted. Turn off the chat. Put it to team quick chat only, and if your teammate's still spamming all those quick chat commands and like what is saving you, then just turn that off as well. Just disable chat altogether. And absolutely do not type. Say nothing. And if you're playing late night and you keep getting the same players in your lobby over and over again, and sometimes people will start voting to forfeit just because you're in their team. That's happened to me a lot of times, and that's why in the first game you saw I was playing anonymous. That's because then people don't know it's me, and they won't be voting to forfeit. The fact that my logo is showing there is just because my current Steam profile has that logo. I remember when I played this game, I was playing with a black box logo, so that wasn't at all related. But yeah, that's pretty much all the things I wanted to talk about for this video. Just wanted to take another look at this save. I'm pretty happy with how I played overall. There were definitely a lot of mistakes, and I was super nervous playing these games because I wanted to make sure to get those wins. And I don't think I played my best in these wins. I think I played much better actually in the climb towards GC. A lot more pop-offs, but we did what was necessary. We played consistently enough, and we played solid enough to get the wins, and we didn't have to do anything overly fancy in the process. So yeah, hopefully that's been helpful to some of you guys. Good luck to all of you who are trying to get your next level of season rewards. You just got to keep practicing. You just got to stay untilted. Focus on every game as an individual game. Don't worry about the overall position that you are in the leaderboard or what rank you're in. Just focus on every game as an individual game. Try and get the win. Try and come back if you're behind. Try and stay in front if you're ahead. And I'm sure you can make some large strides. A lot of you have been telling me that you're making huge progress this season, which is awesome to see. And I went from C3 Div 4 to Grand Champ, so an entire division of progress for me this season. That's something like I think last season my peak was 1503, so we're up 22 points overall. But we get an entire set of probably rubbish rewards that I'm never going to use. So that's really good news. But yeah, best of luck to all of you. Thanks again for all the support and for watching this video. Hopefully you liked it, and if you did, then stick around. If you didn't, then please tell me why in the comments. Maybe I could do better in the next one. And speaking of which, I'll see you there. Be back tomorrow with another one, and I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you are as well. Appreciate all of you guys. See you later.